You want to hear about how I nearly lost my mind and my house to a pack of clipboard-wielding lunatics in Idaho? Buckle up, because I swear I couldn't make this up if I tried. The dream was simple, you know. Escape the rules, the forms, the endless red tape. Just me, a house up in the Idaho mountains, no neighbors for a mile, and absolutely, positively no HOA. Or so I thought. First morning, the mist is still hanging in the pines. I'm rolling up to my new place, sun just barely peeking over the ridge. The house looks perfect, exactly like it did on the final walkthrough. Sharp lines, concrete clean enough to eat off, garage doors you could drive a tank through, and that little guest cabin tucked behind the trees like a secret. After 2 decades crawling through crumbling buildings as a federal inspector, this was it, my reward, right? I'm grinning like a kid with a new bike. That lasted about 7 seconds. There's a chain across my driveway. New, shiny, padlocked tight between 2 posts that sure as hell weren't there last week. And hanging from it, a big fat sign. Private community property, access denied. Whispering Pines View. Now, I might be a little slow before coffee, but even I can spot a shakedown when I see one. And the real kicker? There are 2 people just loitering by the sign, like security at a celebrity wedding, one in an orange HOA vest with a GoPro, the other a 50-something lady with a clipboard glued to her chest. The woman steps forward like she's the sheriff of her own little country. "Sir, this is private community. Entry restricted to approved residents." I just stare at her, then at the house, then back at her. "Ma'am, I'm Jackson Haynes. I own that house at the end of this road. Bought it 3 weeks ago. Clean title. No HOA." She smiles, and let me tell you, I've seen friendlier looks from rattlesnakes. That house is under legal review. Whispering Pines View HOA claims the parcel due to deed discrepancy and foreclosure recovery. Until this is resolved, access is restricted. I just blinked. I paid $910,000 for that place, cash and mortgage, through a federally insured title company. I have the deed on my dashboard if you want to see it. She doesn't flinch. The GoPro guy steps a little closer, makes sure my whole reaction is on camera. I get it, they want a show. Well, they got one. I walk back to my truck, pop open the toolbox, and grab the industrial bolt cutters. As I'm walking to the chain, I hear her start shouting about court orders, security forces, whatever. I just clamp down and snap, the padlock's toast. I drop the chain, wave my moving truck forward, and tell the driver, "Don't get out, just park inside." You'd think I kicked a beehive. I dial the county sheriff, right there on the spot. I mean, let's get this party started right. 15 minutes later, Black Tahoe pulls up. Deputy Ron Sears, solid guy, seen him twice before during escrow checks. He squints at the mess, me, the chain, the fuming HOA pair, and says, "We got a call about a disturbance." I gesture at the human roadblock. They chained off my drive, claimed my house was theirs, called me a trespasser. Before he can answer, here comes a black Lexus, dust flying. Out pops Karen Mott, president of the HOA, local legend in her own mind. She's got papers in one hand, sunglasses the size of dinner plates. "Deputy, I'm formally asserting the association's claim on the property. Acquired through foreclosure channels, deed caveat, blah blah. These individuals are trespassing." Ron turns to me. I just hand him my paperwork, purchase agreement, notarized deed, title insurance, county parcel map. He flips through slow and careful. "This lot's clearly separate from Whispering Pines," he mutters. "That's a county stamp, dated 5 weeks ago." Karen goes pale. "That map's outdated. We're in the process of filing an overlay." Ron shrugs. "Well, until that overlay is filed and stamped, this is private property. Take your chain, your folks, and get off the land." Karen leans in, all venom. "You're making a mistake. The board will take legal action." I just raise a hand. "Do what you need to. But for now, my land. Unless you've got a court order in that purse, you're leaving." They retreated, chain in hand, vest guy still recording like he's hoping for a brawl. Ron gives me a half smile, shakes his head, and leaves. I walk through the gate, moving crew waiting, wind through the pines. House still looks perfect, but the feeling's changed. You can just tell, you don't get to relax yet. Not with that kind of threat hanging in the air. By the time the last box is in the foyer, I'm expecting a process server to come up the drive. And sure enough, Sunday morning, as I'm screwing in a light fixture in the cabin, my phone rings. Rachel Becker, my attorney, sharp as a tack and twice as direct. "Jackson, you're gonna love this. HOA filed an emergency injunction to reclaim your property. Claimed it was gifted to them for $1 by the previous owner. I stop mid-wrench. You're joking. Nope. They've got a donation agreement signed, but it's not notarized, no witnesses, the font's all wrong, and the signature matches a scanned tax form from 3 years ago. It's a forgery. We both laugh, but not for long. They attached a handwritten note too, supposedly from the old owner, dated 2 months ago. But the guy was already moved out by then. I've got his forwarding address, the closing date, and a video of him handing me the keys, I reply. Rachel just chuckles. Perfect. Gather it all. We're submitting a counter motion and asking for a forensic review. Let's bury these clowns. Next few hours? Digital archaeology. Purchase record from the title company, wire transfer receipts, inspection reports, emails with the seller, everything. Even found a selfie from closing day, me and the seller grinning like idiots with the deed. Rachel files our response first thing Monday. Judge orders an expedited review. Court date set. But the HOA isn't done. Monday afternoon, I come home to find their tent back at the gate. Bigger this time. Folding chairs, battery lantern, a laminated community patrol schedule. The guy running it's maybe mid-30s, sporting a cargo vest and a goatee, typing on a tablet like he's running border security. Afternoon, he says, like we're friends. Just monitoring the boundary. HOA policy. It's not your boundary. It's my land, I say, filming the whole circus on my phone. Disputed land, sir. We're here in a purely observational capacity. I call Ron again. 10 minutes later, he's back, looking even more tired than before. He talks to the guy, then waves the clipboard in the air and folds up the laminated sheet like a bad menu. Tent comes down. Patrol's gone for now. That night, I'm on the porch with a glass of bourbon, watching the perimeter lights blink. Rachel emails the forensic report. Turns out the fake donation doc was created on a Kmart laptop, signature lifted straight from a 2019 tax form. We had but I didn't relax. Karen wasn't the type to fold. Wednesday night, winds howling. Can't sleep, got that old inspector's gut feeling something's coming. At 2:23 a.m., every motion sensor on the rear tree line lights up. I check the app, 3 figures, flashlights off, carrying tools. Not kids, these guys move with purpose. One's got an angle grinder. They're at my fence, back gate. I pull on my boots, grab my coat, and step outside. Flip the floodlights, trigger the siren. Whole hillside goes supernova. They freeze, drop their tools, and run. I don't chase them, I just walk out, 12 gauge in hand, phone live streaming everything. Smile, I mutter. You're on Candid Criminal. Filed the report, uploaded footage, noted the footprints. By sunrise, Deputy Callahan is at my door, nervous but sharp. He takes my statement, collects the evidence. Turns out one of the guys was wearing a jacket with a local HVAC company's logo. Real subtle. Later that morning, news breaks. Karen Mott, live from the HOA clubhouse, in front of a line of supporters. Our community is under siege, she says, straight-faced. A dangerous, heavily armed ex-military type has occupied HOA land. Our children don't feel safe. I'm standing in my kitchen, coffee halfway to my lips, trying not to choke. She waves a folder. We are petitioning the county to reclaim the parcel and nullify any fraudulent sales. I start sending out my own press kit. The deed, the purchase contract, emails, inspection logs, the video of me getting the keys from the seller, the footage of the break-in, everything. By noon, I post it all online. This is my house. These are criminals. Here's what actually happened. By dinner, the stories everywhere, Reddit, podcasts, Facebook. Comments are brutal. Someone deepfakes Karen onto a medieval witch trial painting. Yeah, that happened. Next day, the sheriff calls. They picked up one of the trespassers, Raymond Forrester, husband of an HOA board member. Tools in his truck, no alibi. The HOA Facebook page turns into a war zone. Their website goes down. I sleep that night for the first time in weeks, but I keep the shotgun close. Because Karen's not done, women like that never fold quietly. Friday, courtroom showdown. I show up in jeans and boots, Rachel beside me with a folder thick enough to choke a bear. Karen's there, power suit, sunglasses, her lawyer shuffling papers like he's hoping for divine intervention. Inside, it's packed, locals, press, a few HOA members who won't meet my eye. Judge Molina's got a reputation for no BS rulings. Karen's lawyer spins some wild story about unbroken cultural stewardship and functional association since the 1980s. I almost laugh. Rachel objects. Belief isn't legal basis, Your Honor. Then they offer up the fake donation agreement. Judge barely glances at it. No notary, no recording stamp, signature doesn't match the deed. Any further arguments? Rachel stands, cool as ever. Your Honor, forensic analysis proves the document was fabricated, signature lifted from a tax form. Prior owner confirms he never signed it. The guy's right there, nodding from the back row. Karen looks like she swallowed a lemon. Rachel hands over the evidence, IP addresses, file timestamps, email from Karen to her board. Once we have possession, just push the story. The judge issues an immediate stay. Restraining order against the HOA. Any future enforcement attempts? Contempt of court. Karen tries to protest. Judge cuts her off. Don't. Outside, local news ambushes Karen. She mutters something about ongoing review and flees in her Lexus. Rachel grins. That was fun. I nod. She'll try something else. Rachel's ready. I add cameras, backup power, new signs on every fence post. Private property. No HOA. Verified by federal inspector. But the HOA's not done. Next day, they plant a tent right at the edge of the restraining line, call it Community Courtesy Patrol. Same faces, same crap. I take photos, file harassment complaints. Every few hours, new volunteers swap out. Some even bring binoculars. I water their drone with my hose and quote FAA rules until they sulk away. Sunday morning, escalation. New sign, pending HOA dispute zone. Entry under review, right beside the county road sign. Now they're trying to spook deliveries, appraisers. Psychological games. I counter with official maps, banners, reflective stakes. When that doesn't work, Karen files a complaint with code enforcement. Illegal renovations, military-grade fencing. County sends an inspector. He shrugs. Everything's legit. Karen tried to out-bureaucrat a former federal auditor. Nice try. Then, 2 a.m. again, the siren wails. 3 intruders, one a woman this time, sparks flying as they hit the back gate with an angle grinder. I light up the tree line, shotgun visible, and they scatter. Cops arrive fast, find a suspect 7 miles away, Darren Crane, husband of HOA royalty Pamela. Arrested on the spot. And here comes Karen, live on the news, calling me a dangerous, heavily armed squatter. World's tiniest violin. This time I go nuclear, publish everything. Footage, deeds, restraining order, forensic analysis, sheriff's report, even a personal video on my porch. The internet loves it. HOA Karen tries to frame veteran, gets exposed on camera. Their website collapses. Phones melt down. By now, even the HOA's own members want out. Last straw. They send a drone over my guest cabin. I jam it, thing drops like a stone, sticker still on it. WPV patrol eyes. Karen isn't retreating. She's evolving. But so am I. Final day in court. Media everywhere. Homemade signs outside. We stand with Jackson. Karen sits at the table, 2 lawyers, 1 sweating buckets. They try to delay, claim their expert is unavailable. Judge is not having it. Rachel lays out the evidence, fake deed, digital fingerprints, break-in footage, drone, fake complaints, emails. Karen's own words, push the story, file fast. The judge rules, intentional fraud, harassment, attempted seizure, organized trespass. Orders external audit, criminal investigation, HOA dissolved, records seized, board under indictment. Karen gets sentenced, 17 years, 12 before parole. HOA gone. Board members sued. My property finally quiet. I melt down the chain they left and turn it into a sign. Private property. No HOA. No exceptions. Underneath. Owned, protected, not to be messed with. Had a barbecue to celebrate. Just some ribs, beer, friends from the sheriff's office, Rachel. We laughed, we toasted, and someone asked if I'd ever move again. No, I said. Took me long enough to find real freedom. I'm not letting it go. Sun setting through the pines, no more patrols, no fake signs, no HOA spies. Just quiet, the kind you have to fight for sometimes. So, what do you think? Was it justice, or just another neighbor war gone nuclear? Ever tangled with an HOA yourself? Where's the line between standing your ground and going too far? Drop your stories below, because out here, sometimes the fight for what's right is the only thing that keeps the mountains quiet.